know. People do crazy things all the time. So
Yeah. I just kind of think that for them to release a whole season like this, that's kind of average
yeah.
with the intent of leading it into the next season,
Hmm.
which could be what, another year for it to come out, or
Yeah.
6 months, a year, could be a long time. So like, if this is the only thing coming out for your show this year, maybe just don't release it at all
Hmm.
and release it all
Oh, interesting. I see.
further
I
down.
see.
Like
Just
if
do it all.
if it takes you to do like 1 year to do this season and 1 year to do that season, I don't know,
Just
hunker
do.
down for a year and a half and
Hmm.
get all of it out
Hmm.
at once at the end of that year and a half period. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
Like-
afraid to tell animators to hunker down because they've
hunker down.
they've gone through some stuff this year.
No, you're right. You're
they've
right.
gone
I
through
agree.
some stuff.
You're
so
right. Yeah.
You're the enemy right
Yeah,
now.
that was
They don't want to
up.
hear that.
But I
They've
mean,
been
like,
they're slaves over there.
But I think that's more of an executive thing to be like, well, we got to
Yeah.
release something, so
Hmm.
get it done, release it, and so there's something going
Yeah.
out. But it's like,
Yeah, and
well,
it might be they just wanted to
don't-
have
yeah.
something. Yeah, and I mean it's a popular show, so maybe even the networks are saying, hey, give us something so that way
Yeah.
we can have that block of ratings.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be that too.
And I mean,
man.
everyone's gonna watch it because built-in audience, very
It's
popular.
it's Demon Slayer.
But I mean, just for me, I was kind of
Sure.
like muscling through it, like oh, okay, another training episode. Oh, okay, this whole thing,
Hmm.
all 7.5 episodes are gonna be training,
Yeah,
and the last 20 minutes of the last episode.
yeah. I mean
that
that was
happens.
cool. I mean that whole
So, yeah.
for me that last episode in its entirety was great because I
Mhm.
liked seeing his interaction with
Yeah,
the
well,
leader.
I guess it's that pretty much that whole episode.
Yeah, that whole episode.
At
yeah.
least like 3/4 of it is
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, the action and the action's fantastic
Mhm.
at the end of it. But you know what I might say though too is watching it all
Mhm.
like within the matter of 3 days, that might
Oh,
sway your opinion because if
Yeah.
you are cramming in like 50 episodes essentially within those 3 days
yeah.
ish.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would imagine by the time you get to the end, you're going to be like, "Holy crap, let's wrap it up!"
Yeah,
kind of thing. Or
yeah,
let's
maybe.
do something else. Show me
Maybe,
something
yeah.
better. So
Yeah.
that might be an influence.
Could be part of
Maybe,
it. Could
maybe.
be part of it. But I feel like though the other episodes had the training stuff, but also the resolution of the training or the fruits of that training. So like the first season,
Mhm.
10 episodes training,
Yeah,
becoming a demon slayer, going on your first mission, whatever. That's all, it's whatever. But the second half of that season,
Yeah.
there's a result to all that training.
yeah.
Same thing with the entertainment and because they have to train at the beginning of the entertainment arc to like the first 4 episodes of the entertainment
Do
arc.
they trans? Oh, yeah, I guess like
Yeah,
what, the first
'cause
episode
they
or
gotta
so.
heal and train. You know what I mean? And you were telling me, I was like, this is the greatest thing, and I was like, so far, I was like, I don't like this at all because it's like
For the
episodes-
entertainment? Oh,
yeah,
I
it's like
see.
4 episodes before because they have to heal
Mhm.
after the Mugen training stint. They have to heal and then go train more.
I think there's only I want to say with them, and this is neither here nor there, but I feel like when they went to the entertainment district arc, there was only like one episode that was for that. Like the rest of the episode was them.
Sure.
Yeah, because I kind of watched it again. I think I think I'm gonna watch it today. As a matter of fact.
Okay.
Um.
Oh, well, 'cause I think even though, okay, here's the thing. Though. I think
Yeah.
overall, like there wasn't a lot going on in the first 4 episodes. I feel like.
Yeah, they were
First
like
5
investigating
episodes.
essentially.
Yeah, they're investigating, walking around. They're and there wasn't. That's why I was like, why'd you love this so much?
Mhm.
I'm a little bored in the first half
Yeah.
of this, but the second half obviously is effing amazing.
Yeah.
So same with the swordsmith. They're like there's stuff in the beginning. They're all injured still from the entertainment arc.
Yeah.
They have to heal, they have to train,
Mhm.
and then they have to go to the swordsmith place, and then they fight the demons there, and it all kind of like, oh, we did all this work, and now we're doing it. Here, it's like we did all this work, and then cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't like that there's all training, no results, like no
Mhm.
resolution to that part.
Yeah.
And I think all the other seasons do have that.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna get the result in this next season. Obviously, I think that's where I might differ, just in the sense I'm gonna say that I think the fact that they were training, that there was so much more build up.
Yeah.
That I think this next season, I think it's going to be off the rails, so
Yeah.
to speak. So,
Yeah, probably.
But it's just it's just
Yeah.
it's just getting to taste now.
I mean, I think it's just because it's gonna take probably another year before we get that resolution.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Basically.
Versus, I mean, I don't know if any of these other seasons had mid-season breaks at all, or if they were all just let out weekly until the end of the season. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe the first season, if anything, would have. These other 2 seasons, I don't think had a mid-season break. 12 episodes. I don't think they would.
No, I don't think so.
Break.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be another year before it comes out.
So definitely a different approach to this last season they did. And it wasn't my cup of tea because it just didn't give me anything other than training, which bores me to death.
Right.
But yeah, that was the biggest negative. I mean, I didn't have much of a problem with anything else, most part, but I was just overall just kind of bored this whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with it. I wasn't bored. I mean, it wasn't exciting, but I don't know if I would go so far as to say that I was necessarily bored. I did like seeing like I said, the other Hashira. I like seeing their characters, like seeing kind of what made them tick a little bit more, because we don't get a chance to see the rest of them.
Yeah.
So I did like seeing that. Other negatives, not so much. Maybe, I mean, there, like with some previous seasons, there might have been 1 or 2 little nitpicks here and there, but nothing major. But actually, yeah, I don't have too many other faults or any negatives with this last season. Not really. I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from with the whole training thing, but I don't know. It didn't bother me too much, I suppose.
But it didn't have the same energy as the first. Like
100%, it did.
I was
100%.
Because I was excited about, because we had this discussion with CJ. Where I was like, maybe I'm not into action anime anymore.
Yeah.
Like because I haven't been excited about any of the other ones we've done. Jujutsu Kaisen kinda, but you know, I didn't love it the first time I watched it until CJ kind of explained things to me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't excited about anime. Like the first 2 seasons of this show, the Smith one was pretty good too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the end of the Swordsmith's Village was fantastic for me. Yeah.
I mean, definitely not as good as the first 2 seasons, I think, but overall those 3 seasons were pretty exciting, and I was like, actually, it's like, oh, I'm kind of into anime a little bit now.
Yeah.
The 4th season, I wasn't excited. Like, it wasn't like oh, I'm into this. It was just like okay, he's throwing rocks and picking up rocks and throwing
and pushing them and pushing
rocks and throwing.
But they were big rocks. They were big rocks.
But I think, yeah, I wish. I mean, not that I wanted it to be resolved right away.
Sure.
But I just wish there's a little bit more meat to the show, or to the
season. Sure. No, I get it.
Because it's kind of hard to. And I've never been a subscriber to this. This is good because of this next part. You know what I mean? Like we have that argument about Civil War all the time. Like you say a lot about. I mean, I know you like I know you like the thing with Zemo, like his whole arc.
Yeah.
I know you love that part a lot too, but. I know that a lot of people say it's great because of how it leads into Infinity War and how it caused a lot of issues in Infinity War. But for me, it's like, well, we wouldn't have known that at the time.
Yeah,
you can't use that as an argument because that was the newest thing, and Infinity War wasn't even out yet. So I think
that's not my argument, but good.
But a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that this is great because this is what dismantles the Avengers, and it has long lasting effects on the series. But I don't think you can use that as an argument because at the time you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So with this, we don't really know what's going to happen next, and we can obviously assume it's going to be great. The next part of it.
Yeah.
But as a standalone thing, like this season didn't resolve anything. It was just training and it ends.
Yeah, and I think for me with that, I don't know if I necessarily need resolution. Like I'm okay with a cliffhanger of this magnitude. Going into it, again with I'm not gonna talk about Civil War and all that kind of junk.
Yeah,
that's
gonna be another hour.
Yeah. You know, right? Yes, that's not important. But
yeah,
and again, this might just be it. Again, I think it is taste. You know what I mean, or what we're cool with. But I'm okay with how it ended. You know what I mean? All the training and everything else. Even if they did something different, I think. Just the way, I think the training, is relatively or somewhat important, I suppose. But the way the last episode ended on like a cliffhanger of that magnitude, that I'm okay with. I'm okay with, again, I feel like I'm talking in circles here, but I'm okay with the build up. It's just,
I think it just comes down to like being told a story, and so far, like season 4 didn't tell me a story. That like a beginning, middle, end story.
Yeah.
It was just it was a beginning and middle.
Yeah.
and then we don't get the ending. It's kind of, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Because every other season had a beginning, middle, end.
Right.
And then, with a little bit of a hint at what's coming next.
Yeah.
This is like beginning, middle. Season 5 is going to be the ending.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's, I don't know, to tell someone the story. I think that's not the best way to do it.
Right.
I think.
And I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with getting a beginning and a middle, and then it says, "Hey, the end is coming up."
Yeah.
And here we go. So I'm okay with that.
So are you okay with if you got like a trilogy of movies, like if Star Wars, like the trilogy, the original trilogy,
Yeah.
like if there was no resolution within any of those movies and it all just led into
I don't know. It's hard to say because like all those movies, I can't imagine them differently. You know what I mean? Like they do have their beginning, middle, end. They do all have their resolution.
Yeah, they have a self-contained
sorts.
story,
Right?
With the hint,
which
of
is fantastic. Which is cool. Which is cool.
Yeah. So
but
I don't think like I wouldn't have liked like if Star Wars ended without them blowing up the Death Star, the first one, then it'd be like, oh well, they're gonna blow up the Death Star in the next one. And it's like, well, that doesn't tell me anything in this. What you're telling me in this story? Like, what was basically what's the theme of season 4? Is my question. And I don't know. Like, there's not really.
Yeah.
It'll be resolved in the next one.
Right.
We'll know in the next one, not in this one.
And again, I think that's the point of it. I think that's what they're doing. There is no the resolution is there is like you were saying is there's the beginning and there's the middle. There is no quote unquote end to this. The end of this last arc is just them setting up. We're about to settle things once and for all.
Yeah.
In this next arc, would that have worked with Star Wars? No. Does it work for this show? I think it does. Personally, I think it does.
All right, that's fair. Agree, disagree. As
we always do.
As we always do.
As per usual.
As we always do. But it's cool.